Now, from here, we have some options here. We do know that the p hat, the one that they're giving us, it's x over n, and that's 26 over 39. So from here, there are some options, meaning like you can actually go right to the calculator, or you can do this by hand with formulas. Do you know what you guys are allowed to use or do?
We're allowed to use calculators and do it by hand, but we don't really bring the calculators at home, so we kind of just do it by hand at home.
Yeah,
Usually.
so this is the by hand. I mean, you got to know this formula here.
Okay.
So we got p hat minus p, and so we've got all these values. We've got, and actually let's calculate this. So if you've got a calculator, that's going to be 0.667 ish. It's 2/3. So there you go. So it's 0.667 minus 0.533 over the square root of 0.533. 1 minus 0.533 over, and then n in this case is the 39 that we've been talking about here.
Right. Here.
And then it's just a matter of calculating this. So
right.
I can calculate this no problem for you, but
yeah, sure.
Is that something that you are comfortable with? Obviously.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. I mean, it's just
do that on your
just plug that pretty much into the calculator, right?
Yeah, so this is 1.68. And then what I like to do, even though it's not required, is I like to draw the curve, the normal curve, and like locate that value, 1.68. And because it's a right-tailed test, okay, I know that I'm trying to find this area in the right tail.
Right. Okay. Trying to find that p-value. So you get the 0.35. I'm sorry, it's just kind of like me, relearning how to do this stuff since it's been a hot minute. So once you get that value, 1.6, don't you plug it into another one, or?
Do you have a question what to do from here? I'm sorry, I was just
yeah, no, you're all good.
Okay. How do you find the area in the tail? Do you use a table? Do you use the calculator? What do you do?
Usually just plug it into the calculator most of the time.
And you're comfortable with that? Like we don't like because I've got a virtual TI-83, but you're probably using a TI-84.
Yeah, I think that's the one that we're using.
Okay.
But, I mean, I have like another calculator that's like kind of been out of it. It's been a little whack, but it's like a newer one. And the only problem with it is that it's like kind of I have to relearn all the buttons because it's a newer model.
I wouldn't do that. But again, the what you do have to get is this p value, this area in the curve, which is it ends up being 0.0464. Okay, and you're comparing.
How do you plug that in again, if you don't mind me asking?
In the calculator?
Yeah, you would just put it like as the button, right? Is it the?
Let me look that up. So I don't use a TI-83 for this, but I can look it up and tell you really quickly. It's the second distribution.
That's right. Okay, second distribution.
Normal PDF.
Normal PDF. That's right. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I was just jogging my memory.
Let me snip this in here. Looks like it's all right here. So you do all that because you have to write a sentence, or you have to say something at the end, which is like, do you reject or fail to reject? So the simple answer is, if p-value is less than alpha, which is the significance level, they call it SL in this problem, but your p-value is 0.4064, and that is less than 0.05. You reject the null hypothesis.
5. Reject. That's right, and then yeah, you do the alternative hypothesis.
Yeah, so you would say you might add in that there is enough evidence to support the claim that Shaq has significantly improved his free throw shooting.
Right. Okay.
And then you've got it.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So let's have you try another one here. A little bit more on your own. Do you plan to take the AP?
Oh, of course.
Oh, good.
Just in case. I mean, at least I can say if I did it, if I actually don't
Yeah.
do it. But...
Okay, so I want you to read this over and I want you to give me the H0 and the HA after you take a look at this.
Okay. Claim that the claim is not fair. So for so for HO, would it be P equals 0.56? 0.5.
It's 0.5. It's 0.5.
Or just 0.5. Okay.
Okay, now the 0.56 is from the 140 over 250.
Right, and that would be the P hat.
That's P hat.
Okay, I see.
All right, and then now where did Matthew get 0.5? It's from this word right here. Now normally they give it to you like they did in the last problem, but here they're saying it's asymmetrical. They're saying that means that it has an equal chance of being heads and tails.
I see a 50% chance of either. Oh, okay.
So but more importantly is the alternative. Is it less than, greater than, what is it that they are?
Would it be less than 0.05?
So before I answer your question, is basically asking where do you see that they think that it's, if you believe it's less than, where does it say that they think that it was that's more likely to be one or the other? Or
the coin is represented.
So for me, I think that this is a not fair, means it's biased one way or the other. We just don't know which way. I guess I would go not equal to 0.5, but there's going to be something in there that
kind of like hints at to what it would be.
Yeah, because asymmetric doesn't mean anything. It just means that it's one way or the other. So what do we do here? Or let me go back to the previous problem. It did say, improved, declined, bigger, smaller. Right. You're looking for something there. I mean, I wouldn't be, if a student asked me like which direction it is, or they said, I'm reading this word and it feels like it's that direction, I would be inclined to answer you because I want you to get the rest of the problem right. So you might ask if you're not sure.
Okay.
But from here, you've got to find that Z value. And I'll put the formula. Do you get a formula sheet on the quiz?
Yeah, no, we do. She gives us the statistic formula sheet usually.
Okay, so
bring home with us.
So if you're willing, I mean, I'd like to get you to calculate this one for us.
Okay.
You're also the one that, if I don't have a handheld calculator, I go to Desmos Scientific on the web here.
Right. Yeah, no, that's what I usually did too, was just use that since it would always be a little bit off.
So let me drop that in the chat in case you want to try that here.
Perfect. Thank you. Over. That.
Do you have the Z value for us?
No, not. Oh wait, how come it's not -1 like the other one for the PQ? Like
It
an
is,
exact one.
it is, I'm just doing that
Oh,
subtraction.
you already did the subtraction.
Yeah,
Okay, I see
yeah.
what you mean.
And again, that always, the P and the Q come from the population, from the hypothesis.
Right. Okay. No, I have. Sorry, I'm taking so long to type this whole thing.
Just want to make sure you can do it if we have any questions on that.
Right. I got you. Okay, so I got 1.897.
So we'll go 1.9 on that.
Yeah.
Now, because it's a two-tailed test, you go to 1.9, but you also have to do the other side, meaning you just double the area. Do you remember that from class? If it's a two-tailed test, you have to double the area.
Right. That was 1.9. I don't really have the Z test part.
So you will find that the area in one of the tails is 0.0287. Okay.
0.0287. Okay.
Okay. But you need to double that. So your p-value is going to be 2 times 0.0287, which you can figure that out if you want, but we're comparing it to the significance level in this problem. Let's go back and look, because I've even forgot it. It's 0.01.
Yeah.
So in your problem, your p-value is greater than 0.01. Okay, so this is a case where you fail to reject H0.
Reject. Yeah.
And you have to actually say what H0 is. You would say something like, fail to reject that the proportion is 0.5. There's not enough evidence to support the claim that the tail or the coin is biased or asymmetrical. In this case,
Okay.
usually they want a sentence. Like
Right.
they want you to put actually the one this one goes a little further in terms of let me see if I can, this is from the problem. This is what they wrote in the problem.
Therefore, the representative from Belgium is correct. Okay, so that would be the answer.
That's, I mean, the teacher wants the first part for sure.
Right.
There's not enough evidence. And then next is kind of like an interpret sentence. It's up to
like
you.
if it says interpret the value.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. It's starting to come back a little bit.
Okay, so let's do another problem here. Really, the most important thing is setting up the hypothesis, and then getting the direction of the alternative hypothesis, so that is it a right tail, left tail, or two-tailed problem?
Right. Goodness.
All right, here we go. Take a look at this. Let me know H0 and HA, please.
Okay. Random sample, 300 patients, 21 experts. Okay, so for HO, it would be P equals 0.1.
Okay,
And then for HA, it would be P is less than 0.1.
okay. And what language did you read in the problem to support that?
The second sentence, a drug manufacturer claims that fewer than 10% of patients.
That's right. That's good. That's what you need to be able to recognize
Just
here.
kind of, it's just like the word problems that always get you, the math word problems.
Yes, yes.
So 21 out of 300.
So what is your P hat in this case?
It would be 0.07.
Right, 21 out of 300.
Okay.
So
one less than. Okay. So then I have another question.
of course,
We're supposed to check the conditions as well while we do this, correct? Or are these kind of like, I mean, I was just like looking at the notes over here and it's like,
yeah,
I know like there's a little square for.
yes. I mean, the answer is yes, you should. I mean, I am not big on checking conditions. So there's, but you are supposed to. It's supposed, but there's and I don't know what your list includes, but there's like, is it a simple random sample? Is one of them.
Right.
There's some other ones in here that they're very class specific.
Yeah, like the 10% one,
Yeah.
or like the large counts, that kind of thing.
I mean, you know your teacher better than I do. Most of the students I help with are doing this in college, and they don't emphasize that hardly at all.
Okay.
But your teacher might, so just keep that in mind.
Okay. I will keep an eye on like what they're asking and that kind of thing.
Yeah. What I was trying to do here is pull up the calculator on my side to see if I could show you how to do this.
How to plug in the Z-test, like all the info into the Z-test.
Yeah, what I need to see if this one actually has the fill in the blanks here. Okay, yeah, it does. So let me show you this real quick. So this is a virtual TI-83. Yours is going to be a little bit more elegant than this. But what you're seeing here, if you turn on your calculator and you go to stat test, this is a 1 proportion Z test, number 5.
Yeah.
And you're filling in the information. So P naught is from the null hypothesis.
Yeah.
In your case, X is 21 over 300. And notice you do have to you do have to describe the whether it's left-tailed, right-tailed, or two-tailed.
Yeah.
It will calculate and draw. I don't know if you ever tried draw. I'll just show you this real quick. I always think it's really cool that it shows you which tail you're in, and it gives you the Z and the P value.
Oh, okay, that's pretty.
Which I think is actually pretty useful here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely.
Because now you can go and compare to whatever they are asking for. So let me snip that in to the other screen, and then we'll switch over to that.
You're all good. Yeah, no, I do need to know. It's just it's always been difficult. It's just like not being able to like use the calculator at home. And so like whenever you get back, like you kind of forget the buttons that are there.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be Bookman's was a good place to get a used TI-83. I mean, frankly, I'd give you mine. I don't have one. I don't use it ever anymore. But,
yeah, no, you're
that's the way to sit. Let me go to am I on the other screen? Yeah. So your P value is 0.0416, which is less than 0.05. So you reject.
Yeah.
Pima Library will loan you a calculator. I don't know if you have any affiliation with them.
I do. I think my girlfriend's going over to Pima right now.
She can check out a calculator for you from the library for the whole semester.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Maybe check that out and see if
see if they're willing.
That's option. So we're basically out of time. We're pretty much out of time coming up on it. So
okay.
The summary here is you have to write your hypothesis correctly. You need to know the test statistic formula. I recommend drawing it. use the calculator if you can. And
Okay.
then it's very short. If the p-value is less than alpha, you reject the null hypothesis. If it's not, then you fail to reject.
reject. Yeah.
And so in this problem, you do reject. And then you
Okay.
sometimes have to write an interpret sentence that says, that means that in this case, the drug will do something.
Yeah, we'll do.
Experience nausea.
Yeah, experience nausea. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.